Hey, YouTube world, what's going on? So, let's talk about basketball, though. If you don't like the Los Angeles Lakers, you could kindly stop watching this video, okay? Because if you have seen videos here on this channel before, yes, being a Lakers fan pretty much since birth. I mean, from LA originally, and then just even here moving to Atlanta now more than 30 years, still Lakers fan. Always will be till the end. Uh Even though last few years it just been pretty disappointed, but I'm this is not for me to shit on basketball because yes, I am one of those guys where like I still prefer basketball back from the 90s. I still prefer basketball when it was more defense. Players were playing really for a championship, It wasn't so much outside of basketball, not to say anything wrong with that because after basketball, after the game is done, it's like, okay, what's the next step? Basketball is just part of it, not everything. But back then, it was just like guys just honestly were just maybe because not social media's presence, not being there, like everything of just like all this information just bombarding to you and all that. I mean, you had to like watch the game or whatever game that was watching your local area, and then like following day, if you had the newspaper come, like look at the box score and see what your team was doing, this and that. Even if you're living on the East Coast to see what they were doing on the West Coast, you had to wait, It's just something about, I don't know, it's just like not the instant stuff was just, it's just like, it was just the innocence of just like waiting and like, okay, it was more of excitement as opposed to, oh, it's right already right there. Like, oh, okay. But, look, for the people that are NBA fans right now, or they think the NBA is better today than it was back then, give me the reason. Tell me why. Tell me why, higher, or is it higher scoring? Is it more exciting because it's more offense? A lot of threes though. Guys aren't being more aggressive on defense. It's like what's the excitement more of now than back then? I try to watch the games now, but like it's just back then it was just like it was just more in tune. That's just with me. And I mean, I watched it was like a 2 hour video clip. It was Lakers and Bulls. It was back in December of '96. Yeah, I could always look back on that. It was, man, the Lakers were in Chicago. This was, hey man, this was the Bulls. It was like they were already. They just finished. Their first championship of the second three-peat. So yeah, 96-97 season. This was also a Laker team with they just acquired Shaquille O'Neal. You had rookie Kobe Bryant, and yeah, it was just, I mean, guys on there like Nick Van Exel, Eddie Jones. It wasn't a bad Laker team though, but it wasn't the full pieces yet of like the Lakers dynasty going into the next millennium. But it just watching the game, I was like, oh man, I was just like literally like on the screen, like, man, do I miss the '90s? I mean, maybe it's this nostalgic feeling of as a kid and just watching that back then, where all the distractions weren't around. How much I missed that. But yeah, like guys, tell me what's better today with the NBA than back then, even if viewership is just slowly has been declining. I'm not saying that like players back then were average better though. I mean, if you were to get a time machine, get a few guys back then, have them now, with the access and the nutrition than informational that we have. Oh, sorry, it was my screen kind of just idle screen, but yeah, I just want to at least see myself with the camera. But yeah, take the players back then, just have them transition now. How would they do? Take the players now to a time machine, have them back then. How would they do? No one knows the answer to that, you know. But why is it in the mind of like past was better than present? You know, especially with your age. And yeah, so I try to kind of see that. So yeah, guys, just enlighten me. Let me know. But Lakers. When will my fantasy be the Lakers Hawks final? I know Lakers are 11-4. The West, they're right there. I mean, it's like you got OKC, Denver, Houston, LA, San Antonio, and Minnesota. And then if you want to go with the Eastern Conference, you have, Hawks. Where are the Hawks? Oh, shit. Are they even on here? Hold on. I was just going up to the NBA website, so I'm trying to look for them, and they're 9-6. They're fifth though, so only Cleveland, New York, Toronto, and Detroit are ahead of them. But the NBA, the league, and the season as a whole. It's like a marathon. I would consider it more of like a half marathon. Marathon would be more with baseball though. But I just it would be nice. I mean, Lakers, seem to have a good young core group. With Austin Reeves, Luka Doncic, LeBron came back, and man, it's almost like, hey, you just those guys, all they got to do is just keep winning games and keep playing as a team. I think, my strategy would be completely different than what the coaches would say, but strategy would just be win some games. Just win enough where you guys feel confident, like going into the postseason. It's like, hey, we could beat any team in a 5-7 game series. Well, yeah. So, hopefully that'll happen. I'll probably talk more. I'm going to talk more about basketball coming after the Super Bowl, so like February. At least, by then, they'll be at their All-Star break, and see kind of we're in the middle of the season, though. I don't like this in-game kind of tournament thing. It's just what's that? What does that mean? I'm confused. As a older millennial, I would say just go to the regular. Just stick to the regular season. Just play the 82 games, and then and then have your playoff games of the series after. The start, after the start going into April, May, and then June for the finals, and then just win it. This whole thing and this and that. The only thing in the middle should just be the All-Star game. Anyways, I know I'm ranting here, I'm digressing, but like I said, I've posted this before. A realist who is a sports fan is always going to come off as pessimistic, though. Yeah, we may not like the new stuff or this or that, but just all we want is just for our teams to be better and do better, though. All right, that's enough for basketball talk, and yeah, I do got something with football talk, but right now I'm gonna probably wait toward the end of the year for that, though, because like I said before with the Falcons. It's going to get worse before it gets better. And for the news lately, like I said, it's just some events got to happen before the good stuff happens later on. All right. But, yeah. That's my talk for the NBA. So yeah, just show me why the NBA is more better now than it was back then. I'm missing my nostalgic for the NBA back when I was a kid, and hoping for Lakers to get a good run this year, though. All right, boom. Those were my talking points. Got much love for y'all. I'm out. Peace.